On this episode of the Grand Circle Tour podcast.
My anticipation for these movies just grow and grow. I thought nothing can stop or top my my anticipation for Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm more excited about this one now.
I have been on an Adventures by Disney. They have a separate pin for every single day of every single trip that is specific to the day that you are going to have.
You know, I'm going to go for the massage. I'm going to go for the facial. I'm just going to go for the whole thing.
The future is bright indeed. We're all of us dreaming of the better days ahead, and a part of your bright new future could be a move to where the magic lives in the greater Orlando area of Florida. One of the biggest decisions you'll make when considering a move is selecting a realtor who can successfully match you with the right home in the right location at the right price. Victor Naraki is the realtor who can help you make the move you've always wanted to. Whether you're a first-time homeowner or looking to move near Disney World, Victor is in your corner. If you are looking for an experienced real estate agent covering all of Central Florida, please visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today and find out just why you should work with Victor. I encourage you to create a free, no-obligation account on his website. By doing so, you'll unlock the website's full potential and be able to enter specific criteria, save listings, and browse new properties sent to your email. Visit DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com today or visit his Facebook page, Victor Naraki Realtor. And don't forget to tell him the Grand Circle Tour podcast sent you.
Hello, passengers, and welcome to another episode of the Grand Circle Tour podcast. And unbelievably, we are at episode 201. And I was lucky enough to be on episode 200 last week, so I'm at 100% right now in the 200s. I'm really excited. I am here today with my two favorite co-hosts, and we're going to start with guys first tonight. Hey, Dan, the conductor man. How are you, and what's up?
Kris, what does Daisy Duck say when she purchases lipstick? Put it on my bill.
Oh my God.
I wasn't ready for men first. We always do ladies first. That was
but you're the only guy here tonight, so
and I want you to know that your new contract. I'm not sure if you read the fine print, but you have to be on every episode in the 200s.
Oh,
so you're 100 episodes.
I'm going to be a busy girl. Oh my goodness. I got another one next week too. So
do you? Oh, who put that schedule together? We got to talk about schedule maker.
Yeah, really.
My Walt's up. We are now a week and a half removed from the Super Bowl, and also that means a week and a half removed from the new Doctor Strange trailer that came out. And I don't know about you guys, but one of my favorite things about MCU in general is watching the speculation videos that everyone does about the movies.
Yes.
And I had a pretty rough week at work this week, and I was very stressed out, and I spent about, I don't know, way too many hours. I'm not even going to count the hours. Way too many hours watching YouTube videos as it put me to sleep in bed. So I know all the speculation, and it just, I don't know. To me, it makes the movies like... my anticipation for these movies just grow and grow. I thought nothing can stop or top my my anticipation for Spider-Man, the last Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm more excited about this one now. So.
Wow.
Very excited.
That's interesting. Yeah.
The Patrick Stewart cameo was pretty amazing.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, there's actually two movies that are coming out this spring and summer. They're not Disney, but there are two that I am really excited about, and I saw some of the previews for them, and now I'm like, I want to buy my tickets already for these movies. So the one is the new Downton Abbey movie. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and the new Jurassic Park movie. All the heavy hitters are in this movie.
It's great. It looks awesome.
It looks phenomenal, and I love Jurassic Park movies anyway, so I cannot wait. So All right, and our other co-host for tonight is Sorcerer Beatrice. Beatrice, how are you? And Walt's up.
I am wonderful. How are you? I am
Good.
just having a great week. I was itching to tell you, as you're talking movies, we saw Uncharted this week. So
that's
we
the
just
I
went to
wasn't.
the movie theater. It was very good. I liked it. But Tom Holland is always fabulous in anything he does, and I love Mark Wahlberg. So it was a good movie. Our guys are gamer guys, so they knew the game that the movie was based after. So they wanted to see it because I had no clue about the gaming history of it.
I just but you know what? It doesn't seem like you have to know about it.
No, you don't
enjoy this. So
yep, exactly. Because I knew none of that and I enjoyed it very much. So it was good.
Cool.
But my Walt up for today is that this is the week of Princess Half Marathon. So we've got a lot of runners coming to town to Disney this week. Parks are very crowded, actually. The parks there was no Magic Kingdom opening until like February 24th. I mean, so they have been at capacity every day. So things are getting very busy. We've been seeing a lot of cheerleaders and competitors here. So things are starting to really get back to normal. Masks are off. And so it seems like normal life is starting to, knock on wood and cross your fingers, but coming back. In fact, my favorite band at House of Blues is coming back to town this week. I haven't seen them since pre-pandemic in person.
Oh, nice.
So it is Slippery When Wet, which is the Bon Jovi tribute.
Oh, very cool.
And so they are my favorite, and I have tickets to see them. So it's going to be a good Disney week for me.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, I will be very tired cheering the marathon on Sunday morning because I always go to their after party also.
Oh, yeah. You might as well just stay up then.
Very little sleep at all, yeah.
Yeah, don't even lay down because then you're not going to want to get up. So
no.
So my Walt's up is, and I talked about this last week. I am reading a Star Wars book. It is called Inferno Squad, and it is from the Battlefront 2 video game, which I knew absolutely nothing about. But on Jay's recommendation, I bought this book, and I am really, really liking it. I'm about halfway through. So I think I should have it probably done maybe by next week. But I read when I go to bed, and if I'm really tired, I will fall asleep while I'm reading. So sometimes I get 2 or 3 chapters in, and other times I only get 1. So it just depends on how tired I am.
Kris, that's like me with the YouTube videos of Doctor Strange.
You're watching them and falling asleep at the same time.
Exactly.
As long as you can remember what you've read the next day, you're fine.
Yeah, that's for sure. So tonight we are going to take a dream trip. We are going to talk about our ultimate trips from start to finish with money as no object. Spend as much as you want because you don't have to worry about it. So I think I would like to just have each one of us tell our entire thing from beginning to end, because that way we won't lose our train of thought in something that we really, really want to talk about. So Dan, you're going to be up first.
I get to go first.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to say that this was like one of the most fun show preps I've ever had.
I know. It was. It's like, ooh, yes, I want to do that.
I started getting so excited. I want to make this happen now.
Yeah, I know. That's why it got me a little sad, because I'm like, well, I'm never going to be able to do this. But and my first draft was just that, a first draft. And then I said, wait a minute, money's not an object. No. I'm going to do this bigger. I'm going to do this better. And I don't know. I'll just start off with my basic concept, because I like to cheat and things, right? So I'm going to cheat a little bit here. So it's not going to be a week trip, like, right? Money's not an object. So And then I thought to myself, oh, I'll just say I'm going to go for a year, but that's kind of crazy too. So
yeah,
I figured 1 month, 4 weeks is going to be my trip. I think that's a good number.
Yeah. I think that's about what mine is. So
okay.
Yeah.
And it's going to be pretty structured. I'm a structured guy. I like to plan. I like to know what I'm doing each day. So when I'm going through this, understand that like I can't just say, oh, I'm just going to wake up every day and just go with the flow. Like that's just not me. Right. I need to have like an order. All right. All right. So first thing you're going to ask, Dan, where you're going to stay for the month. All right. And I said to myself, okay, should I stay at somewhere I've never stayed at before? Should I stay at like the Poly, which is probably everyone's answer, or maybe like a Grand Floridian? And then I said, you know what? This is my trip. This is my ultimate trip. I'm going to forget about where I stay. Let's start with who I'm bringing with, right?
Okay.
And an ultimate trip wouldn't be an ultimate trip without my 6 favorite co-hosts, right? So you guys are all coming with me.
All right.
And what I did is because I couldn't narrow it down to just one hotel, I booked each of you at one hotel in a 3-bedroom, 2 or 3 bedroom, depending on how many.
Nice. Wow. How generous of you.
But there is a catch. There is a catch.
Okay.
One of those bedrooms are mine.
Oh, okay.
Therefore, wherever I am in that day, I can just crash at any of these hotels in my room.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I even planned out the hotels and who's going to stay where. You want to hear that?
Yep.
Okay. So Kris, you're staying at the Riviera.
Okay.
Beatrice, you're staying at the Grand Floridian.
Okay.
I put Holly at the Contemporary, thinking maybe she'll bring her kids too. You know, close to. I know Justin loves the lazy rivers and the pools, so he's staying at the beach club.
Okay.
I wanted to put Wilderness Lodge on there, and that kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, the Great White North, Canada. So of course Dan has to stay there.
Oh, that's funny.
And that left me with the Polynesian and Jay. So Jay, congratulations. Okay. I know that's your favorite place. So Jay gets to stay at the Poly. Then I'm also, because I'm a Saratoga fan, I'm also going to get a grand villa at the Saratoga for those nights that we go to Disney Springs and we all just want to hang out and chat. And so we got the grand villa there. So a total of 8 hotels.
Okay.
That's not overdoing it, is it?
I don't think so. No, not at all.
We need our space.
We need our space. Exactly. Well, that's another thing. Like we're going to spend a month together. Like we're probably going to get on each other's nerves, right? I mean, sometimes we get on each other's nerves and we only see each other for like an hour a day.
That's funny.
Day 2, you're in timeout. You go to the Polynesian. Okay.
Which one of us would get on each other's nerves first? That's another show topic. Well,
that's a whole other ball of wax right there. Maybe you and your dad jokes.
The answer is probably Dan. Let's face it. Okay, so I tried to break it down by like what I would do on a normal trip, how I would plan it out. And after I plan out where I'm staying, I'm planning out where I'm eating because food is a big deal to me, right? So again, back to the theme of we can't eat dinner together every night because that would be crazy for a month. However, the podcast always comes first, guys, right? Like the podcast always comes first. So we have to do research. Right. So I'm going to make a rule also that we're going to have dinner at least 5 times a week with each other.
Okay.
And you know my other rule about my restaurants? I don't know if Beatrice knows this. Kris, you may know.
What's your rule?
I have a rule where I cannot go to the same restaurant twice until I've gone to all of them.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Right? Now I've cheated on that rule, to be honest with you, but I try to do that on every trip. I try to plan, if I'm going 5 nights, I try to plan 5 different restaurants that I've never been to. And the best thing about Disney is that restaurants keep changing, and
right? You never run out.
You never run out. Exactly.
I have a rule with restaurants too, that if I do go to the same place, and I have numerous times because there are certain places I really like, but the rule is I have to try something different every time. Because that way you're not in a rut. Oh, okay, I'm just going to have this steak. You know, that way you really see what kind of stuff they have to offer and what it tastes like. So
yeah,
that's fine. Yeah, you know, I'm the food fairy, so I have to
you plan your trips out. I always plan my trips out. Like I look at the menus beforehand, and
big time. Yeah,
me too.
I'm a planner.
I know what I'm gonna eat. Like even if I'm not in the mood for it, it's just that's what's I put on my list. So that's what I'm gonna have that day, right?
Absolutely.
So I listed my 20, the next 20 restaurants, and it kind of made me sad because I realized that I thought I'd been to a lot more restaurants, but like I took out the ones I've already been to. And real quick, I'm gonna read them out just because these are the ones I haven't been to, but we're going to on this trip. Boma, Tepanito, Homecoming, Wine Bar George, Topolino's, Yak and Yeti, Sanaa, Boathouse, Brown Derby, Gico, Olivia's, Ville Napoli, Splitsville, Tiffin's, Citricos, Tusker House, Yachtsman Steakhouse, and Narcoossee's. I think that's 20. I may have missed one or two. But I have not been to any of those.
You haven't been to any of those?
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I know. But then if you listen to the list of the ones that I've been to, you're like, okay, you know, it's still it's kind of like split down the middle.
I was expecting to hear Victoria and Albert's in there.
Oh, Victoria Albert's I have not been to, but that's coming up. So
okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump the gun.
Well, I'll just get into it. Those other 2 nights, you know, that's 5 nights a week with you guys. Those other 2 nights is just myself at Victoria Albert's. Every single time. So
okay. You're going to be bored sitting there by yourself.
Well, maybe I'll bring someone. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you should. You have to draw a name out of a hat or something.
Exactly. I have done that once, and it was a definitely once in a lifetime opportunity that was absolutely amazing. It really was. And I went to Splitsville last night, which is funny. They do have great sushi there. You'll love it.
You know, it's on my list. It's on my list.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I'm going to be there 4 weeks. I'm going to structure my my trip based off of days, right? So what I did was I assigned one park to 4 different days, right? So every Sunday we're doing Animal Kingdom. Every Monday we're doing Magic Kingdom. Every Wednesday we're doing Hollywood Studios, and every Thursday we're doing Epcot. And thank you, Len Testa and Touring Plans, because I actually did the research to see what's the least busy days for each of them, and that's why I picked those days.
I love that site.
The other 2 days are going, and that's on Tuesdays and Saturdays. We also have Friday in a second, but those are going to be my golf days because I'm a big golfer. / resort days. Trip's not going to be complete without that.
That's right.
And then on Fridays, that's our tour days. So
nice.
We are going to go on the VIP tour. We're going to do the Caring for Giants tour.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Awesome.
We're going to do the Keys to the Kingdom tour.
Oh, I always wanted to do that.
Love it.
And I left the last one open. I figured, you know, we could discuss it as to where to go. So, and those are the days. You know, with those structured, but no like real like plan. I think we'll be doing a lot of something I've always wanted to do. I know this is corny. I get it. It might not be for everyone, but I want to get into photography a little bit and videography. And I really would love to be honest with you, I'd love to like take our Instagram page and do a lot of stuff with that. So I would love to go to a park and do nothing but take videos all day for Instagram things and
Mm-hmm.
you know, things like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
those are the types of things we're going to do.
Okay.
Followed by dinner, as we talked about, and then every night, maybe not every night, because our livers wouldn't be able to handle it, but we'd hit up a different lounge throughout the Walt Disney World.
Oh, cool.
And that's about it, but there's one more thing. There's one more thing. On the last day that I'm there, I will walk over to my realtor, probably Victor, and I looked it up in the Carrollwood neighborhood of Golden Oak.
Oh.
There is one house for a measly $8.25 million, and that's the house I will be purchasing. So that I don't have to go too far away. And that's how I'm going to end my trip.
Oh, wow. Boy, Victor would love that. He's going to love that commission, boy. That's going to be crazy big.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
To retire after that, Dan.
I know, right? So I appreciate it, Kris, that you gave me all that money to do all this.
Hey, no problem. No problem at all. Yeah, it's kind of nice to just think about it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It made me realize how much more there is to do.
Oh, absolutely.
There's
always more to do. I mean, not just restaurants and things like that. It's just, the whole surroundings itself. And, if we get tired of the hotels, we can go over to Bee's and go jump in her pool.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, there's so much. There's even the miniature golf. There's, 3 courses there, Winterland, Summerland, all the fun stuff. So if you get tired of the big golf, you can play with the little.
I still have a non-expiration round of mini golf at Winter Summerland because it was a monsoon one day when I was in hole number 2.
And what about the water parks too? Yeah. I just thought of that as you said it. Oh yeah, we're gonna have lots of fun.
Yep.
With a month there, we'll have lots of fun.
Right. All right, Beatrice. Tell us about your dream.
So mine, I actually kind of toned it to a dream that I really want to make happen at one point. It is actually doable unless I throw in all the extras at the end. But yeah, mine, I thought about all the different opportunities, and I actually moved just next to Disney World because I wanted to see other places. And as much as I am a Disney fanatic, I figured it would be a great way to see other things if I lived here and didn't miss all the things that happen at Disney World. So I went with an Adventures by Disney trip.
Oh, very cool.
And as I was looking at the opportunities, I thought of an African safari. I thought of going to Egypt and seeing the tours of all the different pyramids and things. There's one that I definitely want to do, which is a Rhine River cruise and see the castles and different things in Germany. But in the one that I chose is an Adventures by Disney to China. So I have friends who have done this trip a few years ago. So I did know a lot of insight on that, how long it takes to get your visas, try at least 6 months in advance and all these different things that they were going through in order to plan for their trip. And an Adventures by Disney vacation also includes, if you are a pin collector, you get a pin for every single day. So I have been on an Adventures by Disney. They have a separate pin for every single day of every single trip that is specific to the day that you are going to have. So the day set ahead for you on this particular trip is going to be this pin. And so you can collect. I have a friend who has them framed, all the pins that she's had from Adventures by Disney. So those were all of her adventures. So love that. I would do Adventures by Disney for this because I can't speak Cantonese or Mandarin. I can't read those languages. I know the safety that Adventures by Disney provides. The little Disney bubble that they take you here. They tell you how to handle things. in countries where I don't want to offend people in their culture.
Yeah.
So you don't always know how to act or what to do, but you have guides that will help you. So this, in my opinion, was going to be doable someday, but not right now, because it starts at around $9,449 a person. And then I was going to throw in some things at the end. So I was going so that's kind of a starting, but this particular Adventures by Disney, I think, is worth every bit of that, because it's 12 days, 11 nights.
Wow.
It has 27 meals included in it. So you actually see the worth of this. The 27 meals are included. 16 sites are included. You will be staying at 6 different locations. So there are actually 5 flights included as well.
Wow.
So you're actually going from Hong Kong and, ending up in Shanghai. You have flights along the way that Adventures by Disney is going to take your luggage. They're going to take my luggage, put it to the room, help with the check-in, do all of that. And I don't have to worry about going through some of these airports where I can't see or read the language, understand the people. It starts with day 1. As we exit customs, an Adventures by Disney representative is going to meet us, and they're going to escort us to our transfer vehicle. So as soon as we get out of customs, we're in safe hands. So that's what I love about it.
Kris, how much did you say this was?
It really, the website, I went to Adventures by Disney, so I didn't do, all the additions, but it starts at, so, this isn't going to be this isn't flights to get there.
Right, of course.
So, it does include more depending on where you are and what all of that is. But so it's actually doable. Starts at $9,449 US dollars per person. So that's, that's just for the Adventures by Disney portion.
Right.
We'd still have to fly there and, still probably buy another suitcase while we're there to bring home all the souvenirs that I'm going to purchase.
Yep.
And, but yeah, so definitely the first place that we are going to stay, because I went along their entire itinerary for every day. It looks amazing. The first place is the Peninsula, Hong Kong. It was built in 1928, and it's known as the Grand Dame of the Far East. The extravagant luxury hotels that they stay at are just unbelievable. So I'm very excited to see that. The afternoon of day 1 is ours to explore all things around Hong Kong that are near that area. The first thing that we do is see our guides, and they can help us, direct us in the right location of what we would like to see or do. From what I understand, Hong Kong, I mean, we've seen pictures and videos, the skyscrapers, the harbor, everything is just so beautiful there. So I'm looking forward to that. Some of my friends, when they went a few years ago, they went to see the Big Buddha. So I'd be interested in seeing that. It's a monastery, and you take a gondola to get there. So it was close enough to this hotel to where they stayed. So dinner is included in the first day. It's a la carte at the Peninsula, Hong Kong. And we can enjoy that at our time, because on day 1, they give you your leisure time to eat your dinner, because everyone's on their different time zones. You have to get acclimated.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're getting everybody acclimated. Day 2, we start out in Hong Kong. Breakfast and lunch are included on this day, and we're still going to be staying at the Peninsula, Hong Kong for this evening. So we'll have breakfast with the group. We'll do a Hong Kong sightseeing tour where we go shopping in Stanley Market. And then we have the opportunity to see Victoria's Peak, which is the highest point in Hong Kong. And it is a platform where you can see the skyline. You can see there's a beautiful garden that's near there. There's lunch is included at the Peak Lookout. So you have the gorgeous Hong Kong skyline and the harbor behind us. So we can I'll be taking about 5,000 pictures that day because I love pictures. So then after that, we ride down Victoria Peak on the historic Peak Tram funicular railway. I'm not exactly sure if it's a train or some sort of a tram. my friends didn't go into detail about that particular thing. I meant to ask them about more details on this tram, but from Victoria Peak, they do have like some scenery that you pass that they were saying it was just beautiful. It was a beautiful drive on our way to Hong Kong Disneyland. So that's the next portion of our trip. So once we get to Hong Kong Disneyland, I was looking into Adventureland, Grizzly Gulch, Mystic Point, which I can't wait to see, Toy Story Land, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, and Main Street USA. So they have 7 lands there. Very Mystic cool. Manor is always the one that I've heard so much about, seen videos, and Albert is the character that they have there that I'm looking forward to probably buying a plush of and get some things. Big Thunder Mountain is kind of similar. Is the way my friends described. There's some sort of a grizzly ride there in Grizzly Gulch. So I'm just looking forward to seeing everything. From what they said, it's very different over there. It's a more, they went at Halloween. So I don't know if that was why it was a little creepier. They have a different way of looking at Halloween. You know, it's much scarier there. So they were telling me all sorts of, you know, stories about some of the escapades that they went in with all the Halloween stuff that were out. And they also told me that the Jungle Cruise has 3 queues there. There's an English queue, a Cantonese queue, and I don't know what the other one was. But they said that the funniest part about the English queue in the Jungle Cruise is that the skipper doesn't always know all the proper translations and the words and things. So whereas we know all of the fun jokes and puns, if they get a word wrong, it's just even funnier.
That sounds so funny.
So yeah, if they get the words wrong, it's just, you know, even funnier for us because we know what it's supposed to be and we just follow along. So I'm so looking forward to that. We'll have dinner on our own in Hong Kong Disneyland. And they were talking about a lot of the food. They have some foods that are kind of Western foods and some that are separate to that area. The one that they talked a lot of were carts that sell fried squid. So I don't know that I want to try that, but I also heard from them that if you don't have Hong Kong, what's the word I'm looking for? Currency. You have to have a Hong Kong currency for some of the carts.
Oh yeah.
So you have to think about those types of things in advance while we're doing this planning. So
we have plenty of cash to throw around, so there's no worry.
Right? We'll have plenty of it. Yeah.
You have the money.
Right. So we'll have the carts, we'll have to get some Hong Kong currency, and the stores will take our credit cards too, but you know, we'll have to have some Hong Kong currency to try some of the other things. They've got Mickey bars that are not just Mickey bars, but there are other characters as well and other flavors.
Oh, wow.
So that would be fun. We'll have to try all the flavors.
Of course.
So yeah, I heard there was like sherbet and there was other, you know, characters like Stitch and Minnie Mouse and stuff like that. So they were talking about all sorts of different things. Spaghetti, seafood, dumplings. Oh, there's all kinds of things to try. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to just go around and try all the different things. Day 3, we are going to leave Hong Kong and we are flying to Beijing on that day. So Adventures by Disney will take our luggage at the hotel and we're going to have breakfast at the hotel before we fly to Beijing. We'll have lunch on the plane and arrive at the capital of the People's Republic of China. So our adventure guides will help us check in, and this is another elegant hotel, so the second on our list here. Dinner will be at Hongting at Peninsula, Beijing, and it's a Cantonese cuisine. So it is, this is a recreated setting of a Beijing nobleman's courtyard home. So they are famous for their classic Peking duck combo. And so they do a lot of interesting Peking duck combo, slices of crisp roast duck rolled in soft pancakes with plum sauce, spring onion, and a cucumber. So I don't know. That just sounded interesting to me. I don't.
Good.
Sometimes I try odd things when I'm on vacation, things that I would never, ever eat any other time of my life.
Yep, me too.
But I'll try it because it's there and, you know, when in Beijing.
Right.
So day 4 is going to be Beijing once we get settled in that evening. That is where we're going to have breakfast and lunch included on that day. And we are staying at Peninsula Beijing. So this morning, we're going to meet our guide in the hotel lobby, and they're going to give us an introduction to the Beijing history and a description of the activities. We're going to see a Chinese yo-yo presentation.
Oh, wow.
Which sounds so cool. Yeah, they were really interested in some of the different presentations that they were shown. So I can't wait for us to do this kind of stuff. So we'll travel back in time 600 years to the Ming Dynasty, where they first mention the empty bell, which I am learning so much about as I was looking at the Adventures by Disney itinerary on this. We'll watch the local experts tell the history of the ancient Chinese yo-yo and then show us a demonstration of the art form.
Wow.
So that'll be fun. Lunch is included in restaurant there that's known for the Beijing duck. So there's a lot of duck in the Beijing in the history there, I guess. You know, they love to eat that.
That's one of my favorite things to eat. I'm good.
Yeah, right. So that's going to be that'll be interesting. Other Chinese specialties at this popular restaurant. So they do take you to really, really well-known popular restaurants. And my friend said that as they were there, they actually saw stars that they recognized in China eating at the restaurant too. So they were like, wow, I go halfway across the world and I see certain people. Yeah. So I guess these are very, very, you know, well-renowned high restaurants. So after lunch, we're going to take a guided walk tour across Tiananmen Square. So that is going to be a big part of our trip because I'm curious to see, you know, what the real thing looks like in person. You know, we've seen things at China in World Showcase, and I want to see, you know, how close it depicts to the actual. So we get to learn about the historic gathering place for celebrations and protests. And then our adventurers guides will point out the different monuments, and they can tell us the history of the different monuments and things that are there. From there, we go to the Forbidden City. So we are going to be heading into that. So I'm thinking Mulan, like the whole time I'm reading, thinking of all the different things that we saw in the cartoon or the movie from years ago. So the Forbidden City is a historical testimony to the Chinese civilization. So we'll go through the grand halls, courts, banquet rooms, pavilions, palaces, the 9 Dragons screen, the Imperial Garden. I just can't wait to see. Everything is so intricate and just so beautiful and detailed in the videos and photos that we've seen our whole lives. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Dinner is on our own in Beijing, and adventure guides are there to help us, direct us in the right direction of, you know, where you want to go, what you want to do, to keep us in safe places. Day 5 is Beijing. We're going to have breakfast at the hotel, take a pedicab, and we're going to go to a village schoolhouse on the shadow of the Great Wall of China. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see the history of all of that. This is where they do demonstrations of crafts. And, oh, Kris, you'd love this. Participants will try knot tying, paper cutting, and calligraphy.
I don't know about this knot tying.
Yeah. My friends they said that the knot tying was a lot harder than you thought. So the knot tying, the paper cutting, and the calligraphy. So that's going to be that day. Day 6 is going to go to Beijing. We're going to have a boxed breakfast as we go to the airport and we fly to another location where we're going to go to a museum, a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site. We are going to then do a motor coach to the airport where we have dinner before a flight to Guilin. So we're actually doing 2 flights this day. It's going to be quick. Wow. It's amazing how quickly they get you around the airport.
Yeah.
So you ride a motor coach to the airport. We'll have the dinner before our flight to Guilin. Then we're going to check into the Shangri-La in Guilin and enjoy architectural restaurants between mountains and rivers and all the things that they have there. Day 7, we're going to have breakfast at the hotel, do a boat tour, and it's along the Lee River, which I've read about as a kid, and the Gumdrop Mountains and terraced rice paddies and all of the history that we've seen so far. Day 8, we'll have breakfast at the hotel. We're going to a Tai Chi demonstration and lesson. And then, let's see, we're going to have performances in a Sichuan opera that day. So there's just so much culture and food and history. And day 9, we're going to go, we're going to end up staying at the Ritz-Carlton on day 9. So we're going to another hotel again. This time we're going to have a giant panda breeding place that we'll be able to see how they take care of them and try to preserve the endangered pandas and get to watch them play.
Cool.
Day 10, we're going to go to Shanghai and see a rock band, which I'm excited about, with lighting and a spectacular grand finale. So there's going to be a lot of fun, and that's going to be at the Peninsula Shanghai is where we're staying that night, another luxury hotel. Day 11, breakfast and dinner are included, and that's when we are going to Shanghai Disney Resort. So we're going to be heading there. Another thing with Adventures by Disney is if you go to the parks, you've got the VIP guides to get you on those rides so quickly. Wow. So even though we have limited time in the Disney parks, we're getting to see 2 of the Disney parks on this trip. And we're going to be able to just scoot right on the things. Cool. And from what I understand, Shanghai is like the #1 of the parks that my friends have seen. And they've seen a lot of the ones around the world. So it's high on my list. So Pirates of the Caribbean, from what I understand, is like the best of the best over there. And of course, that's where Tron is coming from. So we'll get to see the original one and see how different it is from the one that will open here.
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be pretty similar, isn't it?
I think so, too. But I also thought the same thing of Remy. And from what people have said to me that have been on both, they thought that this one was slower.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. I haven't been on both, but I'm curious to see if there are any comparisons or if it's exactly the same. So that will be very, very fun. Shanghai includes Gardens of the 12 Friends that's there at Disneyland in Shanghai, or Shanghai Disneyland. One interesting thing that I thought was something was no Main Street USA in Shanghai. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah, I think I did read that.
Yeah, they've got Mickey Avenue. So I thought that was that's kind of cool. So they do things a little different over there. And I thought it was interesting because the guides will tell you all sorts of fun stories. In China, they don't really understand the turn of the century American city, back like our Main Street USA. So it's totally different over there. So it's fun. I want to see Enchanted Storybook Castle, and so I'm super excited about the Shanghai part. And day 12 is when we're going to have breakfast at the hotel and say goodbye to our friends and head on home. So that was the gist of the trip. And then to just add more fun, I thought, maybe I'll go to Tokyo afterwards, Tokyo Disneyland, and then maybe fly through Aulani and Disneyland and make little stops on the way home. But that was going to be like the biggest portion because it's one that I couldn't handle on my own. I'm too afraid to go to places where I can't speak or communicate with people. And
I think the Adventures by Disney and places like that is definitely the way to go.
And it's so action packed. Like every single day is filled to the hilt with things to do. Of their
exhausted.
I was. Oh my gosh, I really was. It was an exhausting vacation when I did, but it's like I didn't want to miss a single piece of it. You know, we had so much fun, morning till night. It was early mornings and late nights, but it was so much fun.
Yeah.
That's my.
Okay. All right. So mine is going to be kind of like Dan's, where it's going to be really drawn out, like maybe 3 weeks to 4 weeks.
Fun.
And I'm going to start out by calling my travel agent, who happens to be sitting here with us right now. Hi. And I'm first going to have her book a 3-day visit to Walt Disney World, staying at my favorite resort, Wilderness Lodge. But of course, I'm going to be staying in the main building because I love it. But in the deluxe club level room.
Yes.
Yeah. I got to try that. So next, we're going to be taken to Port Canaveral for a cruise to the British Virgin Islands, which I have never been to that area before. And St. Thomas and Castaway Cay, etc. But it's going to be on the Fantasy, and it's going to be in the Walt suite.
Nice.
Money's no object, man. Yeah. I'm going whole hog here. So after the cruise, we're going to go back to Walt Disney World for 3 days again, and I really want to stay at the New Swan Reserve. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah, it does.
And I really, really want to try it. So since I've never been there before, that's where we're going to stay. After our return and staying there, we're going to head off to Orlando International for a flight to California and a 5-day stay in Disneyland. And we're going to stay at the Grand Californian because I am like blown away by this place. I went to eat there once and it was just absolutely amazing. So while I'm there, of course, I'm going to have to, there's a spa there. So I'm going to have some spa treatments while I'm there. And you know, I'm going to go for the massage. I'm going to go for the facial. I'm just going to go for the whole thing. And then after we stay there, we're going to leave and we are going to head to Aulani and stay there for 10 days.
10 days.
I mean, you can't go to Hawaii for less than 10 days, can you? I mean, to really get the full effect of the whole surroundings, I just really think it's 10 days. That is like the number one place on my bucket list right now.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Now, I am going to book a 2-bedroom villa with the ocean view. Technically, I don't think it's all that outrageous in price. It's $1,700 a night. Which really, for that view, for that size of room, I really don't think that's all that bad. I look forward to this more than anything else in my plans since I've never been to Hawaii. I would plan side trips to Pearl Harbor because I've always wanted to go there. Also to Honolulu and Waikiki Beach and the Dole Plantation place where you can see the pineapples growing. And I'm going to be spending a lot of time in the Waikoloa Stream, Lazy River, because I just love those things. And this one just looks absolutely fascinating. I'm going to look like a prune when I get out, but that's okay because who cares?
Who cares? You'll love every second of it.
I know. So, you know, I'm going to be like that person that the kids are going to see and go, Mommy, here comes that lady again. Gonna be going by in my little inner tube and just waving, "Hi, kid. Here I come again." So that is my ultimate dream trip. Whether it ever happens or not, we shall see. But at least the Hawaii portion of it, I am hoping is going to happen sometime in the next maybe 2 or 3 years, because I just absolutely want to go there so bad. So,
Sounds awesome.
Any final thoughts about your trips?
I just think it's nice to spend Kris's money. So
right, exactly. This is wonderful.
Yeah, I won the lottery, and it's more money than I could ever spend in a lifetime by myself. So hey,
I will say I learned something in this trip. Is I didn't realize that the itineraries are that detailed on the websites. And as you were talking to me, I kind of pulled it up. And now I think I'm, like I was obsessed with the Doctor Strange videos. I think this is what I'm going to be doing all night now.
Oh, absolutely. They really go into the cultural background, the things that you're going to do, the descriptions of every single thing. I was just reading through everything, like all the 6 different hotels you're going to stay at, and the breakfasts and the lunches, and you're going to have a box lunch on the plane because then you're going here, but they're going to take care of all those flights along the way. Oh, I just got so excited over this.
Well, that's kind of like when we went to Ireland in 2019, the tour that we went on, it was all broken down like that. And I mean, it like blew me away, all the stuff that we could actually do in 10 days. I never imagined doing that much stuff, but I also learned that I'm not a tour person.
Oh,
on that trip. It was, I mean, I'm a planner, but it was almost too structured. Like we had to be down at the breakfast every morning at 7 o'clock, or they were leaving without us. I mean, that was it, So that was kind of the downfall of doing a tour like that. So we decided if we ever go back to Ireland, we're going to go on our own, because we know where we want to go now, because we went to those places, and I think we can handle it on our own because everybody speaks English. So they may be a little hard to understand once in a while, but for the most part, we could communicate with everybody very well. So
that's the portion that I loved about it. I mean, it was morning till night, and we had one morning where on the Adventures by Disney that I did take, it was in California. So we were able to go into Disneyland before they opened one morning.
Right.
And and then that night, it just happened to be around Halloween, and we went to the Halloween party. So that was like a 5 a.m. to like practically midnight, because we were just having so much fun at the Halloween party. And we even had, some behind the scenes tours. So when we were going to 2 parks in this China tour, I'm just so excited to hear the history, walk through with an Imagineer kind of thing, because we did that in California. So they put us in a special place to watch, parade or fireworks. They gave us Mickey bars as we were waiting. I mean, it was just, so you don't know what is exactly in store when you're there with them, but it's just, the world is wide open right there. They can just help you along the way. But I did love the fact that they would get you from here to there, and I didn't have to worry about, getting a ride to go to see the Hansen Studios when we were in California. They just take you all in the shuttle. They give you snacks or water in the bus, and you're good to go. So I kind of liked being pampered.
Yeah.
I felt like I was totally being pampered. When I saw my little name on the sign at the airport, I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So that was the feel that I was going for. It just felt completely pampered and taken care of and safe. And I could see places that I probably would be nervous about trying on my own.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So in the words of Cinderella, to finish up our little jaunts, A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams, you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for will be. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come shining through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true.
Oh.
And with that, take it away, Ken.
If you would like to keep the adventure going after the show, be sure to like our Facebook friends page, Grand Circle Tours Magical Ticket Holders. While you're on Facebook, like our group page, Grand Circle Tours. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Grand Circle Tours Podcast, as well as on Instagram, GCT Podcast, and our YouTube channel, Grand Circle Tour. If you would like to email us, drop us a line at gctpodcast@gmail.com. T-shirts and other fun merchandise can be found at tpublic.com. Simply search Grand Circle Tour Podcast. If you enjoyed your adventure, leave us a review on Apple Podcast. Only one rule, make it good. All logos, sounds, songs, and music that are made by and for Disney and its affiliates are the full ownership of the Disney Corporation and are not, nor are they intended to be the ownership of the Grand Circle Tour Podcast. Thank you for riding with us, and welcome home.
Please exit to your left by stepping away from the cars with your left foot first. Step out and stand on the moving platform, please.
Please exit by stepping away from the cars with your left foot first. Step out and stand on the moving platform, please.